Hello, everyone. I want to share some information which I believe would be of importance to our people. I find this character, this gentleman called Peter Obi, to be very, very interesting and important at this time that we are in. For a very long time, my nation, the Igbo people, has been bereft of leadership, servant leadership. I would think that the last national leader that has come the way of the Igbos was Right Honorable Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the first president of Nigeria, Governor General, first Senate president, one-time president of the Igbo State Union. Azikiwe was accepted across the board as the leader of the Igbos, and he gave service as long as his mission or as long as his responsibilities was primarily improvement of the circumstances of the Igbo people. There was no limit to what he could do, and he did everything to upgrade a people whose experience of colonialism was the worst in the world. The Igbo people were broken. No disciplined studies, apart from some that I am engaging in now, has taken a critical look at the effects of colonialism on the Igbo people. And in order for people to know that I'm not making an idle boast, why are Igbos particularly always referred to as the people that have no land? This reference was for a purpose, or rather for purposes. It was to make the people to believe that their homeland could not accommodate them, so that they would keep on wandering in the lands of others where they will be vulnerable to attacks. And this false claim appeared in various sources that I'm not going to mention in this work. But if we are to say, or if we are to look at Igbo land as all the lands where you find peoples that are traditionally Igbos, how can you say that the people that have all these lands do not have land? All the way from Cross Rivers to parts of Edo State, you would find Igbo people. So you are looking at over 50,000 square miles. But in all the sources that, as I said, I'm not going to mention today, you would find that due to land hunger, they had to leave home. But the people that began to make these claims confidently forgot to mention that before they came to Africa, the Igbos were a predial people. The Igbos stayed at home. Home was enough for them. They did not go anywhere. I just gave you an instance of one of the consequences of colonialism. It was Azikiwe that came, saw his people in a degraded way, and intervened. And the people that had been broken began to recover. But life happens at a stage. Zik went to serve Nigeria, and the Igbos lost the services of this great son of the Igbos. Since Azikiwe, nobody has come that has had national Igbo appeal. Everybody that has come up has been rather provincial in getting acceptability. But Peter Obi is different. I listened to Peter Obi addressing Igbo traders in the market town of Onitsha recently. It was so electrifying, so magnetic. The people felt that the Messiah had come. And truth be told, when he was governor of Anambra State, I'm not going to say he was a saint, but I'm going to say that he was frugal. He was not ostentatious. The worst of the contemporary Igbo did not manifest in him. Ostentation, high living, boastfulness, over celebration when there is no cause to even laugh. Obi shunned all this. So, with all his faults, he managed to become somebody that the Igbos see as somebody they could emulate. And this cuts across the board. A good 80% of the Igbos today, even the elites, will be happy to follow the lead of this gentleman. But this gentleman has an ambition to become the president of Nigeria. And who am I to tell him not to nurse an ambition? I pray that his ambition is realized, because as far as I'm concerned, nobody has been the president of Nigeria that could be said to be more qualified or better knowledge or more knowledgeable than Peter Obi. In fact, Peter Obi stands heads, shoulders above every other person. So why would I say he should not aspire? He's a Nigerian citizen. He pays his taxes in Nigeria. He's been a governor. He's run for presidency. And you know what he's showing? His showing was extraordinary. I don't want to get into the controversy of who won or who did not win. So with this background, I think it will be wrong for me to say that he's wrong to nurse the ambition to be president of Nigeria, even though I would have wanted him to be the president of the Igbos. I would love Peter Obi to head that organization that Azikiwe headed and clothed us, the president of the Igbo State Union, which is no longer existing. Based on this, the way I feel about all this, I have made repeated calls that Peter Obi should take over the leadership of Ohaneze. Ohaneze is something, they call it a socio-cultural organization. A lot of things are wrong with the organization, but it exists. It has no recognition. Left to me, if Peter Obi will be touched to face the problems of the Igbos, and if the Igbos would accept, I would want Peter Obi to be elected the president of Ohaneze with a 20 years mandate. He's about 60 now. If God gives him long life, by the time he's 61 or 62, he will put the Igbos in a position where the Igbos would be ready to face the world again. There was a time the Igbos were ready to face the world. There was a time the Igbo economy was the fastest growing in the world. There was a time people like Henry Kissinger looked at the Igbos and said, these people were westernized. In other words, the way he would have seen the Englishmen, Irishmen, Italians, Germans, was the way he saw the Igbos, even though the Igbos were black. But he did not see any difference in the quality of life that these people demonstrated and in the quality of culture and life that Igbos demonstrated. Igbos are nowhere near to this again. And I'm not saying that Obi knows what should be done for Igbos to get there. He may have a little idea here and there of what needs to be done. But I'll get to how he will be giving the right information. Somebody I have a lot of respect for, Ike Francis. I think he has a foot in the Igbo Jewish movement. That's why he's able to understand and appreciate things that most of our compatriots would not. When he read my second post in a week about how Obi should become the leader of the Igbos, he responded, "One day, doctor, I truly love your resolve and dedication to what you believe, but I don't like when you point out others to be in Ohaneze. Boss, are you not qualified? Intellectually and otherwise, money aside, please join Ohaneze USA branch and soon as things would evolve. What Ndi Igbo need are think tanks in the mold of Michael Okpara, Mayoga. Kindly meditate on this. Ike Francis will prefer that I head into Ohaneze. And I promised him that I will use video to explain why I will be useless as a member of Ohaneze. Peter Obi has money. I do not have money. Peter Obi has been a governor. I have not been the president of my town union. So Peter Obi could be respected in Ohaneze. I will not be respected. I don't know that Igbo today who will not respect Peter Obi. So if I'm heading into Ohaneze, I'm heading into Ohaneze simply to be one of the Hanga song. I don't want to talk about what I'm doing already, but it's important that I mention it. I'm the Secretary General of Omenana Defenders. You know, I mentioned in passing that we would give Peter Obi the information he would need to place the Igbos where the Igbos were, and they were seen as westernized. In other words, while Peter Obi will stand as the Saul, I think that is who he is at the moment. When God endorsed the aspirations of our Israelite ancestors to have kings, even though the people repented and said they did not want to have kings again because they knew they had violated a critical commandment, God wanted them to experience kingship, a controlled kingship. So God chose the most outstanding Israelite of that time, head and shoulders taller than every other Israelite, as handsome and as hell. That was Saul. Saul that became king. And after him, another good-looking Israelite, David. The Peter Obi's Nathan. Let Peter Obi become the Obi of the Igbos after he has become the president of Nigeria, or after he has decided to become the leader of the Igbos. Let him be the Saul and the David of the Igbos, and I will be his Nathan. I repeat what I said. Let Peter Obi be the King Saul, King David, King Solomon of the Igbos, and I'll be his Nathan. With the information he will get from me, in 20 years, the Igbos will be in position again to relate with the world, to deal with the world, to stand up again, to be seen as a westernized people, to have an economy that will be the fastest growing in the world. This is what I assure you. But everything depends on what God wants. And on this, I say to you, Udo diri ọnụ, daalụ.